Hello, loves. Welcome back, excuse me, to my channel. My name is Love, and I am looking forward to channeling some important guidance for you today. This is actually a continuation of the previous reading. I will link that video in the description below, as well as the both the beginning and the end of this video, so you are able to find the first half of this reading. I do have a feeling this may be shifting, so you can actually stay here and continue out this reading and then just use the first reading as more context to it, because there was a shift in the cards and the tone of this reading. So we're going to actually start off with the card that we had just ended on was the Knight of Pentacles in the reversed position. And I am just noticing here that there are some themes of where energy is moving, or the direction that you are moving in. So this message may be more relevant to the direction that you are moving in. And for many of you that have been called to my readings recently, you are moving into your higher purpose or a new beginning. So I think for many of you this message here is going to be relevant to that, but may also just be general guidance. And in the reversed position is actually signs of lack of drive, disorganization, and risky investments. And I noticed a feeling of a bit of like panic or urgency come up for risky investments. So I think it's important to actually speak on that first, where you may be feeling some doubt or concerns about the intuitions that you have been acting on recently. And I am being reminded again that the way to know when something is aligned or not, or is a message from your spirit guides or your higher power, is using that touchstone that we talked about in the last video. This touch point, or this reference point of what does my higher self or messages from my higher power feel like. And it's that lightness, openness, airy feeling, expansiveness, and a gentle calm. So I just want to remind you here that this urgency or panic, if that was a feeling that arose for you, that is not always a sign that there is something to be acted on, that there may actually just be some narratives here for you that you can turn towards love and turn towards it with love, but you can also turn towards love. Both apply here, but turn towards this feeling with love and curiosity and compassion to explore that. This may be connected back to one of the recent readings where we were discussing rewriting your soul's story to be more aligned with this higher vibration that you're moving into, these narratives that no longer serve you, that we are outgrowing at this time. This urgency and panic may just be a sign of that, a lot of times where there is sensitivity, there is actually something to be explored there, and there's an opportunity for some expansion. And in this case, I'm actually hearing it could be an invitation for you to explore how, I'm hearing solid foundation, like how steadfast your trust is, how steady or solid the foundation is of your trust in yourself, and your, I'm hearing even further, your decisions. So you may have been making some decisions recently that you are not feeling the most confident in, and this may be because there are, for some of you, some ties to your past life, whether that's here on this earth or in a previous life. But I think for many of you, it's actually like in your most recent past life, this life that you are currently outgrowing. Those decisions that you may be making around that could be some of the decisions that you're feeling less confident in, because you still feel those connections to that life because it was just so recent. And for some of you, that if it is in this, if it's not in this like more recent, but could also still be, but if it's not in this more recent time period, the connection that you're feeling to these decisions on departing may be, so it sounds like some of you have made decisions to depart, which is a reoccurring theme in some of these readings here, that you may still feel connected to it because they are a part of your soul's contract, that you had a soul contract with these experiences or people in your life, confirmation burp, that there is going to be a strong tether to this person or this situation because they served an important purpose in your soul's development. And I'm also hearing in your soul's rest. Some of why you may be still feeling this tether to someone or something that you made a decision about is because they may have been a place of rest for you and your soul when you have really needed it, especially in this time here for some of you where you have been growing, a lot of growth, not just in our physical bodies, but in our spiritual, mental, and emotional essences. We do require a lot of rest as well. So you could still be feeling this connection to this entity because they were a restful space for you. And this could also be a place, I am hearing, this could also be a place for some of you. So maybe you're being asked to, or making a decision on leaving a home, or I'm even hearing a city or a state. You may be moving quite far away. These spaces or these people may have been restful for you, and that is why you are feeling some stickiness in moving away from this person or this place, because there was goodness there. And I think we tend to have this assumption that if we are outgrowing a space or people in our lives, that you will automatically see them as, or see this place as just an outright negative thing, that it is just like so obvious that you have outgrown. But there are many times where we are departing for better things from good things. I'm hearing good, better, best. So you may be with people or places that are good or even better, but we are moving towards best because we want to continue to move towards the light, to continue to move towards what is aligned for us in our life. Wow, so this was an important card. I'm so glad that I had stopped the reading where where I flipped over this card because in the last video, because this really seemed to have a lot that needed to be shared here. And I do want to shift back to the other key themes here of lack of drive and disorganization. This seems like it may be relevant for some of you. In one of the recent readings, we were discussing a need for some of you to be more intentional in setting goals and setting more short-term goals to help you bring your vision to life. You are just now receiving a little bit more clarity on what your higher purpose is that you are starting to move into right now. That is, if you are getting a lot more of a clear picture, you may be seeing how big this vision truly is. And I know that can come with some feelings of overwhelm. So I am sending you love at this time and reminding you that I'm hearing the phrase of, like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So this is like a reminder that you don't need to accomplish everything today. And maybe this is not even, for some of you, this may not even be just specific to your higher purpose, but may also just be generally in your life at this time when there is a lot of change happening, even if it's just internal. This change can really wreak a lot of havoc on your daily routines. And I'm hearing some encouragement here that these daily routines don't need to be a rigid structure. They are meant to just be guideposts, was the phrase that I just heard, to help you know where to aim your energy. So this direction that we are receiving here is about giving yourself a flexible routine that incorporates these shorter term goals to help you bring this bigger vision into life, and having a lot of grace in that, and understanding the concept of these being goalposts to help you orient yourself over time, to help you guide your energy where it is meant to go throughout the day to help you achieve these things. And I'm feeling a sense of completeness in the reading of that card. So let's actually shift to the next one that had come out. This next one is actually the sun in the reversed position. And this card is actually quite interesting. There is a lot of lightness that is coming from this golden oyster mushroom, and that seems to be a reoccurring theme here of lightness as you are moving into more light in your life at this time, and also using that light as direction. And I'm feeling a pullback to a quite a few times in some readings recently have been this guidance that using your intuition at this time is really important, and using the term that I continue to use now has been that touchstone, a reminder of what that light looks and feels like, so you are able to more quickly make decisions that are aligned with your higher purpose and your higher self. So this sun in the reversed position seems to be another big shift here in this reading. It seems like the cards that I've pulled today really are pulling in some wide ranges of messages. So I don't know if each of these cards may be speaking to individuals, or if the overall reading is pretty relevant to you and resonating with you, that you just happen to really need some diverse guidance at this time, like guidance in multiple areas. So I didn't have anything super strong yet come to me about this card, so we may end up shuffling some more to get some clarification on this. But just some key themes here that popped up were this overexcitement, lofty expectations, delays, and ego. And this phrase that really jumped out at me was, the brighter the sun, the harsher the shadows. Keep your sunny days as shadow-free as possible. And I do think I want to shuffle to get some clarification on this card, because this seems like such a big shift. I mean, the theme definitely makes sense at this time, since we have discussed so much in the readings lately about this darkness and light, and how you are moving further away from the darkness and into the light. I'm actually being reminded of a conversation that I had with a very dear spiritual friend of mine, who we were discussing how the light can be a bit of a polarizer in our lives. When we are moving towards the light, it can uncover a lot of shadows, and when we start to turn towards our shadows with love, we are going to feel more excitement to move towards the light, because we realize that it is so freeing, and we're able to see more clearly and move about more easily, because we are aware of what is happening in our life and there's less restriction. But it can be a polarizer when you have people in their life who are not used to being in touch with that light or being in the light. They have a lot of shadows that they want to keep hidden. So you may be noticing at this time that many of the people in your life have shadows that you are more clearly noticing because of your light. And if, for some of you, if you are making any attempt to communicate these shadows to people, and I'm feeling like a very loving, open, graceful energy about that. So it doesn't seem like you're doing it in a hurtful or ill-intended manner, but more in a way where you're aware that bringing your shadows into the light keeps them from, I'm hearing the phrase, haunting you. And I'm also hearing the phrase, dancing with your demons. And that's not in the traditional sense of demons, where you have evil, like entities, but that actually, it is just a different way of labeling your shadows, because we demonize the parts of us that are less than ideal. And another word that's coming up for me right now is perfectionism. So that might be relevant for some of you if you are going through a period where you are outgrowing your perfectionism. Yeah, that's all I'm getting on that perfectionism part, so that just must be resonating for somebody there. But this light and darkness the polarization can naturally weed out people in your life that are no longer aligned, because they want to keep their shadows hidden. They benefit from the darkness and not fully seeing themselves, because they haven't quite built the tolerance or the desire to shed light on those parts of themselves. And I'm actually being given some clarification on that they do have this desire to shed light on them, on the parts of themselves, because their higher self knows that that is the only way that they can truly be freed from these burdens or these restrictions. And I'm hearing again the word demons, that they are haunted by. So their higher self knows that that is what they need to do, is shed light on those things. So yeah, I need to take a big breath there, because this seems to be a bit more insight into why some people may be really clinging to your energy at this time as you are moving into the light and moving into higher vibrations, because their higher selves can feel the safety of being seen and having the parts of themselves be covered in your light, is the phrase that I heard. That the times where they are more in touch with their higher selves, or if just in the spiritual realm, their higher selves are reaching out to you because that is what they're needing, is this light and love that you are currently more fully embodying. And I'm hearing wearing or adorning yourself with, like that, I don't know if I can fully convey what I'm receiving here, but it's like a reminder that light and love are the beauty in life, the adornments, the jewels, the riches, the true wealth, and the things that we cherish in life and treat with a gentle hand, as they are so sacred. So these are gifts that you are more fully embodying, that I do believe that we all have. It just depends to what degree are we able to access them. You are able to access them much more frequently and more than just outside of yourself, because you've always been a very loving person. Like, you are learning how to channel this within yourself, and it's making the love and light an amplifier. So you have these entities, these people who are really gravitating towards that because their higher selves, their souls, know that that is what their soul is really craving and needing at this time to free them. I'm seeing a cage, a bird cage, with the door open, and a bird sitting on its perch in there, not knowing that the door is open. They are facing the door so they can see it, but it's like they don't understand that the door is open and they are able to fly through. And I'm actually even being told that for some of them, or many of them, may even know that they can fly through, but they are scared to do so. Ooh, and I'm hearing that your bravery stepping through that door is inspiring to them. So if any of you are feeling called to shed more light and love on these people that are really needing it, I'm hearing that it is actually more impactful for them at this time to see you bravely stepping into your light. And that's going to include, which I know some of you are not going to want to hear, this is going to include stepping away from these people. It is going to help catalyze their spirit to move towards the light in their life and help free them. So there is a clear message that I'm receiving that you can help yourself through this process here of shifting away from these people by exploring your intentions. And there is, hold on, let me sort my thoughts here, because there is some clear guidance on this, where if, I'm hoping I can convey this the way that I'm receiving it, that if your intentions is to help them in their life, like, and not just help them on a day-to-day level, we're talking on like a quantum spiritual level here. If your intentions are to help their soul, and to show them the highest form of love that you can possibly show them, that is going to be through stepping away from these energies as they are no longer aligned. And I'm hearing that that will be your soul's way of inviting them to step into a higher vibration. And that, oh my goodness, I'm hearing that does not mean that they are going to take you up on that invitation, which is the hardest thing. So if any of you feel a natural tendency to be rescuers, I'm actually even hearing the term saviors, where you feel a strong urge to save people from the turmoil or the difficulties in their life. And I'm also hearing further clarification of helping save people from their darkness. That is actually not your role. You are attempting to step into the higher power's role, and you are, I'm hearing a very gentle but firm, a very loving but firm reprimand that is not your role. You are not you are not equipped, and you are not designed to do that. And that actually, that is much more difficult work than you are meant to do. So this is a part of you that wants to save people. This is a part of you that you are meant to turn towards with love. And I feel an openness and a lightness that came with saying love. That it's that to me is a confirmation and a reminder that all things are healed through love, that love is the answer to everything. So this part of you that wants to save people is connected with love, but is also connected with a hurt part of you that you are meant to turn towards with love and explore. I'm hearing literally ask this part of you, ask this part of you, what did you need that was not given to you? What did you need saving from? And I'm feeling a bit of sadness, like I get a kind of a feeling of like needing to cry, that your soul has gone through something very difficult, and you at a time needed saving. And this may be this savior, I'm hearing savior complex, this part of you that feels a strong drive to save other people. It seems like it is likely stemming from the part of you that needed to be saved at one point in your life. And I'm actually hearing a prompting to explore that more with you in another video. So I actually want to pause real quick and take a note of that. So this part of you that may be feeling really strong drives to save them or love them, like through their darkness. And you may even be conscious, but a lot of you are likely subconsciously feeling this drive to love them into their higher selves and help pull them up into higher vibrations. I am being reminded again here that is not your higher purpose is not to love them into a higher vibration, that is something they will do on their own, and part of the catalyst is you stepping away from this individual, no matter how hard that may be for you. So the last card that I drew, I know we are nearing the end of our time here, but this does seem to be like it's going to be a short message. The Three of Swords was the last card that I drew, and this is a continuation and acknowledgement of heartbreak and betrayal, and needing to give yourself attention, both physically mentally, also like emotionally, spiritually, at this time as you experience this heartbreak, and you may even be feeling a betrayal. And for some of you, that may be in regards to this person that you need to be parting ways with at this time, who is restricting your spiritual growth and ability to receive spiritual guidance. That grief is an important part of your soul's, like feeling it is an important part of its well-being, an important part of its development. So to turn towards that with lots of love and compassion, and quite literally asking yourself, what am I needing at this time? Especially when you're in touch with those feelings of hesitation to like act on this guidance to part ways, and also when you're in touch with this feeling of grief or hurt or betrayal, asking yourself, what do I need at this time? And while that was the last card that I drew, while I was shuffling during this reading, I had another card that came out, the Temperance in the reversed position, which is a sign of realignment, self-healing, baggage, and moderation, which just seems to be a confirmation that this here being labeled as baggage, these things that are weighing you down that you are going to be parting ways with, is this is confirmation that that is a realignment for you to be parting ways with. For many of you, it's going to be a person or a few people that you are parting ways with, and this confirmation, it is a realignment, and it is going to take some healing to be able to move through this departure, because it seems that these people may, or this person may be very close to you, and somebody you care greatly for. With this being such a heavy and heart-forward, heart-aching reading today, I really want to send a lot of love and gentleness towards you during this time that can be a lot of really heavy things to be moving through and holding space for. I am hearing some encouragement of holding space for these things as much as you're able to, and that's okay if it is just for a short period of time and then you need to shift away and distract yourself. That is totally okay to take all of the time that you need between these moments of holding space for those feelings. It is just important that you do circle back to these feelings when you are able to. So I am sending so much love and light at this time as you go through these changes and this healing process. And leave me any comments below of anything that really spoke to you or were signs for you, or if there is anything in this reading that you are needing more clarification on. I am more than happy to open up the communication channels here to get further guidance on anything that came through this reading. I'm also going to link down in the description, but also at the end of the video here, the first half of this reading, so you are able to get more context on this person or people or potentially places that you are departing from. And I am so much looking forward to the next reading and sending you off with a lot of love.